these pictures and these comments. And, I got a few things to say on it. We're going to talk about that too. Okay, we're live. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Shein is out here using human hair on their dresses now. They're using human hair on dresses. Okay. All right. Yeah, go find it. Go find it. You're going to see. Hold on, y'all. I think that'll work. I think. Let's see. Trying to get a couple of things happening. No. I know what it needs. Needs to be let down gently. But the comments, listen, y'all. Yeah, it's podcast time. I'm live and struggling. I'm struggling. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Give me a second. Because now I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this charger. But I definitely got some of those comments screenshotted because I was in real life tears over that. Okay. We're good. We are good. Hey, Cheryl. We are good. Okay, we're back. This is probably one of the most chaotic starts to a live stream I have ever witnessed. But just know that I have never claimed to be perfect, okay? I've never claimed to be perfect. I'm doing good, Cheryl. How are you doing? So listen, y'all. We are recording on YouTube now. Again, I'll let y'all know we're recording the podcast episode on YouTube. And we are also streaming over here in TikTok. And so we're going to talk about the topic. So let me bring up the picture. And for YouTube, I'm going to have to put these in post because I was trying to use Streamlabs and I could not figure Streamlabs out. Like, I don't know what was not clicking for me, but it was not clicking. All right. Y'all, check this out. So, this is the dress. Can y'all see it good? This is the dress that this woman ordered from Shein. And I should have got the picture of the original. Listen, I should have got a picture of the original because the fact that Shein like had the nerve to produce this and then put it out and like ship it to someone as if this is something that you can actually wear is pretty ridiculous, y'all. So she got this dress in the mail and it has human hair sewn onto the it's tracks. It's tracks sewn onto the dress. And she was shocked, as a lot of us would be, because she thought that she was ordering something with faux fur. But the gag is that they ain't tell you whose fur. They didn't say whose fur was going to be on it. So apparently now human hair is a faux fur category because it was tracks. And when you look at the original video, the original picture of what she ordered, you can understand the confusion. And I feel like I was just mostly concerned by the fact that the tracks are nappy. Like the tracks, they're matted up. They ain't run a comb through it. They ain't try to brush it. Nothing. They just out here giving her leftover tracks on her dress. Y'all, if there was ever a time where I was like, Shein can count their days, That would be it for me. That would be it for me. Let me show y'all another. Let me show y'all how this track look. That's it. And that reminds me of like those tracks that you would get that are like the ones that they have in like the cardboard boxes at the beauty supply. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Where it's like not even like a full bundle, but you got to go through and you got to dig through it, and then sometimes the hair look like it's been in that shop since like 1977. Y'all know what I'm talking, like it look a little dusty. It looked like it's been through some things in life, and you just want to know what story. Like that's what this reminds me of. Like they didn't even give my girl fresh tracks. They didn't give her no Remy, no Brazilian wavy, like nothing like that. Like they gave her the 1977 cardboard box tracks. The one where like the package is like real grimy and dusty, and the snap don't work all the way. Hey Brody, and the snap don't work all the way, and the pack is like hanging halfway out, like the hair just like kind of peeking out of there. And like low key, you are wondering if somebody cut a piece off of it and used it and then just left the rest of the pack in the store. I feel like that is what they put on her dress. And so the fact that this is what she got isn't even the worst part, y'all. The worst part is the way they ate her up in this comment section. Hold on. Because now I got to zoom in a little bit so y'all can see these. Someone said, I laughed myself straight out of depression. Get away. Shein said, let me sell this 27 piece right quick. Unbelievable. Because correct. Why would you there's more of them. I got to remember which one was my favorite one, because there was one where I literally was like, y'all, I checked out. I checked out. Just here it goes. Just put a bust down part in the middle. Be for real, y'all. A bust down part. This person said, make sure you put some leave-in in that or else it's gonna look dry. I think it's too late for that. I'm pretty sure it's already dry. Hey, Obi. There was one, I'm wondering if I have it on here, and somebody was like, it needs a oh yeah, this is the one, because that's what it reminded me of. Somebody said not the bayang. And y'all, this definitely reminds me of like, this is not the tracks that you're using. This is not the tracks that you're using for no like long hairstyle. Like this is literally like bang length. And so I was looking at it and I was like, this is just like a head full of bangs. Like it's 27-piece bangs. Just curl it and call it a day. Not it. I forgot. I didn't even see this one. They said bundle up is cold, y'all. I mean, people said, you know what? We're not gonna take nothing seriously in life. Nothing seriously in life. I went straight to the comment section when I saw this, and then people talking about her getting that unbrush. Y'all know that unbrush that they got on TikTok. Everybody talking about the one that's supposed to, you brush through it and it completely gets like all the tangles out and stuff. Like it don't be yanking on your hair or nothing. They told her to get the unbrush for her dress and she'll be all right. Somebody else said wet it and let it wave up. And it just gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse. There was like literally like thousands of comments. Thousands of comments. And so I was sitting here, I was looking at it and I felt like Cause y'all already know I be going on my campaigns. Let me put the other picture back up. I be going on my little campaigns when it comes to Shein, right? Like pulling out my sewing machine to add tracks to it, a new trend. It mess around and it might be a new trend. I mean, they ate her up. Ate her up, y'all. And you want to know the part that's so funny to me is that as much as I say about Shein, there is one thing that I got wrong about Shein, y'all. I ended up getting something wrong about Shein. And you want to know what it was? I thought that I thought that Shein was a company that had a value of good quality clothes. Like I felt like one of their values was quality. And so I did something that I feel like most people wouldn't do. And I ended up going to Shein's website. And you know how you can go to the website of a company and you can look at like their what they're about, what they stand for. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like you can see their values, you can see like their practices, and you can just learn a whole lot about Shein. And so what I realized is that I have never actually looked at how Shein like describes their company and what they stand for. And so I ended up going to the company info part of it, and I looked at the about page, and they literally say nothing about producing quality clothes. Like they don't care about any of that. They their values, y'all. This is literally what they say that they stand for. This is what they're committed to. You saw a documentary about them. Listen, I saw that documentary too. But listen, y'all, this is the thing. This is the part where I can't be too. Basically, they're not pretending to be something that they're not. Okay. So this is what they say on their website is that Shein is a global fashion and lifestyle e-retailer committed to making beauty and fashion accessible to all. They use on-demand manufacturing technology. They connect the suppliers. They have an agile supply chain. One part that I'm like, is that they say they reduce inventory waste. I don't know about that, but apparently they make their clothes on demand, which actually I wouldn't really be surprised by that. It's buffering. Hold on, let me disconnect from there. It's been doing this to me a lot, y'all. This has just been it's been a rough week media wise. Let me know when I get back. A recycling tracks company. Listen, if they're showing us how to use these tracks differently, then I think that we should. They're setting trends. They're setting trends. I'm back. Okay. So this is what they stand for. They reduce inventory waste. They're committed to making fashion and beauty accessible to all people, and they care about getting clothes to you as quickly as possible. There is literally nothing in there, not a single thing on there about making quality clothes. They're not committed to making quality clothes, y'all. They never have and currently do not care about the quality of the clothes. So they said it did is it original, which that it definitely checks that box. Is it fashion? Technically. Actually, it kind of dabbles in fashion and beauty because we're talking about hair now. Mm. Did it get to her quickly? They did their job. There's nothing on the website that says that they care about the quality of their clothes. And I just knew for a fact, like I knew for a fact that I was going to look at this and I was going to see that that was a part of their thing. Like they cared about the quality of the clothes. They don't. And the thing I like, and I was even like worried about this being something, hey Becky, something where it was like, I'm like speaking about them, or this is something that's not accurate information. But I'm looking at the website right now, and they don't that's not what they care about. They care about their clothes being on multiple channels and having various ways to buy the clothes. Check. Is it accessible to everybody? Check. Does it get to you pretty quickly? Check. And that's all that they're responsible for. That's all they're responsible for. So like when you go in to Shein and you get clothes that are not quality clothes, that's basically you chose them. You picked them because they didn't tell you that they made quality clothes. They they never told us that they made quality clothes. So I was wrong about Shein, y'all. I was wrong. This whole time I'm talking about the quality of their clothes. I'm talking about the supply chain and how they treat the people that make the clothes, and they never said that that's what they were committed to. I don't even see anything on here about ethical practices. Like maybe, in the sustainability section of it, which I haven't looked at because I don't know, y'all. The sustainability part to me is kind of a joke. I won't even hold you. Like I just have a hard time believing that there is really like sustainable practices in the company, but that is a dress with human hair sewn onto it. And Shein said, "Oh, did you get the dress that you ordered? Did it get to you quickly? And is it original?" I wish that I was lying. I wish that I was lying. And so y'all, here's the reason why. Like, it's all fun and games, like listen, I got my theories on it. I got my theories on where the hair came from. Y'all gotta listen to the replay, and I let y'all know where I believe the hair came from. Okay. Because I got theories. But the reason why I brought this up is because I was asked the question about brand versus reputation, right? And so I thought that this was an excellent thing to use as an example of your brand, what you put out there, versus the way that people perceive your brand, which is the reputation that you have and the experience that people have with your brand, right? And so if anybody has worked, I mean not worked for, oh, if you work for Shein, I'm praying for you. But if you have purchased from Shein, or if you have been, victimized by Shein, and you have had experiences where maybe they delivered on their promise, right? Like this is what they're committed to. They're committed to getting your clothes there on time, having multiple channels for you to purchase from, and having a variety of fashion, right? A variety of styles. And so while they have definitely stayed true to what they said that they were going to do, like it's not like they're lying, and it's not like they're giving you something that they haven't already established as a part of their brand. But in your experience with them, their reputation is not great, right? And unfortunately, for a lot of people, they buy from them because it is a place where this is really like you don't have as many options. Like this is the place where you go where there is variety, where you have different things to choose from. But when it comes down to it, what what are the things that you value? What are the things that you really care about? And so the reputation that they have is very, very clearly not necessarily in opposition, But I think that it just shows like how no matter what you put out there, that way that people experience your brand and the way that they perceive, interacting with you and engaging with you is so important. And so I feel like even though one of their one of their values is not quality, that it might be worth exploring what it would look like for them to make that a priority for their brand. Because again, although they're not doing anything that's outside of what they've promised, the reputation that they're creating and developing is one where it really is not something that can be sustainable. Like, I feel like they're having a moment, and the company is less than 10 years old, which I didn't realize because it kind of feels like it popped up out of nowhere. But I feel like I've been hearing about them for so long. But the company's not even 10 years old. But I just don't see it being something that can be around for another 10 years, another 20 years, because this is not something that I see being sustainable. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about it? But them and Fashion Nova be tapping. We need more plus size options. That's why I got to create because this is sick. Yeah. And I think that I feel like this is like an example of like you get what you get and you don't have a fit. Like that's what is giving right now, right? And so I feel like the danger in having a brand where your reputation is not one where people can trust you, and your reputation is not one where people really feel um like loyal and committed to you. It's more of a this is all that I got right now. That as other brands start to come up and rise up that feel this need and they do it in a better way, now you are left with an entire market of people that are no longer going to see you as an option, because now people see your they basically see the holes, the gaps, and they see where they can step in. Because I know for me anyway, thank you, Kevin. I know for me anyway, that although quality is not necessarily one of my brand values, that it's just a part of who I am. I can't have a brand where people feel like they got gypped out of their money. Like I don't want to have something where people experience me and they feel like I played them or I lied to them about who I am and what I do, right? And I know that that's important for me to think about now, because as I grow and as I go on, there are other people who do branding. And if I put myself in a position where I am no longer somebody who's trustworthy and my reputation is one where people haven't had a good experience with me, or maybe I was rude to them, or I was short, or I didn't deliver, I was inconsistent, they're going to find somebody else to fulfill that need. Because the longer you go on, the more options that you have. Companies making money on people trying the new brand out. I'll wait for you to finish that. Yes, because this happened to me, such as getting something quality bad and the stuff just ripped. Exactly. And I think that as long as like it's the option that people have, they'll keep shopping there. But there's going to always be those people who have had experiences where it's like, nah, I need something different. And you never know who that person is that feels that way, who's willing to take action on it. Yeah, no, sure. I definitely understand how they make money, but my concern is the ethics of it. Because if your goal in business is just to make money, or if it's just for profit, then this model definitely makes sense. But for some people, that's not their goal. They're not driven by that. They are driven by creating experiences that make people feel good. They're driven by experiences that make people feel included. They're driven by experiences that help people. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, y'all. I don't know. I don't know. I almost want to tell everybody to just go to YouTube. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. A lot of people saying it's buffering. Yeah. I think that is definitely a model that is helping them to grow very quickly. But I almost see this brand like mushrooms. You know, they grow up and they sprout very quickly overnight, but then after a while, they just don't end up being something that's their afterthought. You know, like it's not something that's going to be around because I think that, especially now that there is so much more access to people being able to create their own brands, to build their own businesses, to start their own fashion brands, to be able to build their own companies, and it's not as gate kept as it used to be, that there are going to be people who are going to get fed up with things like this. There are going to be people who are going to get fed up with having experiences where they're paying for junk. You're paying for stuff that doesn't last. You're paying for stuff that when you get it, it looks nothing like the picture. Or when you get it, the sizing is completely different than what you ordered. And I know that as time goes on and people are starting to see that they can do something about it, that they can make a difference, that I really want to make sure that I'm here reminding you that quality is important, integrity is important. And while it might look alluring to have something that's quick, that's fast, that it really does benefit you to build something that is really going to last longer than the garbage that we see. Yeah, about 5 things that they lied about the size. Yeah, y'all. And you know what? You know what bothers me? I'm gonna go on like a little mini rant about this. Is that I feel like when I talk about this, people like either feel like I'm kind of like talking down on them for purchasing from these companies, or that I'm trying to like sound like I'm elitist, or that I'm just this great person. But the reality of it is, y'all, is that I just really care about people having good experiences when it comes to fashion. And my dream, my desire is the same as some of the things that Shein says. I want it to be more inclusive. I want there to be more access to fashion at affordable prices, right? But I think that the thing that's most important to me, and outside of what they've listed, is that I want it to be stuff that makes people feel good. Like having the access is great, having the options are great, but like what are your options really? Like when everything is produced so cheaply, when it's made in ways where it's like the sizing is weird, you don't know where it came from, you don't know who they decided to, listen to when it came to the sizing. Like that's a very frustrating and discouraging experience to me. And so while you do have this access to it, the trade-off is that you really aren't getting a great experience. Because even when it comes to getting luxury things, when it comes to getting things that are more like high quality, you feel really good about your purchase. The way that it feels on your body, the way that you look in it, the way that it's sewn, the way that it lasts, like that is a feeling. That's something that I really feel like more people should be able to experience. And even like seeing and knowing the difference between what's something that's quality versus what's something that's made cheaply. Because at the end of the day, you end money that way anyway. Yeah. And that's the truth. Like I've been talking about Shein all this time and I didn't even know what their company was about. Like, like we don't really vet. We don't really vet. And I don't think that it's necessarily our responsibility to vet, like, their manufacturers and stuff like that. But I do think that when we see the way that a company is being run and the way that people like the reputation precedes them, That for me is a really big indicator that I may not know everything that's going on, but I know I don't want to have that feeling. I don't want to have that frustration. And so I really do try my best to make sure that that's not my only option. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I know that that's different for other people, but I feel like if you don't see what you need and you have a desire and a passion to make a difference, then that's where you step in and say, okay, I'm noticing that there aren't enough plus size activewear that actually feels good and it's made well. I saw another video today where this woman was talking about how like all of these companies would go on these campaigns for plus size women. And when they went to the stores, they wouldn't even have those plus sizes. And then it was like it only lasted for like a short season. Like it was like they had a moment for plus size women, and then all of a sudden you got to go back online to get those clothes. They don't carry those sizes anymore. And so it's like there's this huge gap just in that space alone. You know what I'm saying? And so that to me lets me know that you don't just have to accept what's being given to you, especially if it's something that you're passionate about. And so I really want to see people like just be more upset about this. Like you don't have to take this. You don't have to take this. Like you can really start to look at what are my options, and if I don't necessarily have the means to make the difference or make the change, then who do I know? Who can I connect with? Who can I start following? Like for me, like if I were you, and like let's keep it on the plus size topic, I would really start following some more of these fashion influencers, especially the ones who are speaking up about it. Like there is somebody in particular, I am actually gonna repost her video. Start paying attention to them, because I see them being the people who are going to like really lead the movement and the changes. And they're the people who not only have the influence, but they may even have the means to start to see some changes and to make something different, to make something that is thoughtful and considering them. Another person that y'all need to follow is Cardi, especially when it comes to the activewear for plus size women that feels comfortable. These are the kinds of people you got to start paying attention to, and really starting to be more considerate and thoughtful about who you're giving your money to, and thinking about if it's something that you really need. And so that's I could go on a whole tangent about our shopping choices as consumers. Kyrie, you got to stop. Our choices as consumers, like I could go into all kinds of details about that, but I'll save that for another. Stop. Go over here. I'll save that for another conversation. Thank you. I'm glad it did, because I just feel like it's just been chaotic this whole time. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. And so I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, because it's been a lot. I got the episode up. It's about 30 minutes, so usually I could talk for a much longer time, but I kind of want to just leave y'all with that for now, and thinking about, the type of brand that you want to have. And that doesn't just have to be fashion, but like what do you want to stand for, and what's the experience that you want people to have with you? And then as you start to put yourself out there and you start to create your products, or you start to make your services, whatever that is, I want you to consider the way that people experience you. How does it feel to be with you? How does it feel to work with you? And really being thoughtful about that, because at the end of the day, you can tell everybody what you do and who you are, but if that is not their experience with you, then you're not doing something right with your brand. There's something off with your brand. And I want y'all to out there's actually, I feel like I should probably make this a post, but I actually put down the way that I wanted people to experience me. I made it like I wrote it down um almost like a letter. you know, and I described what I wanted people to feel, how I want them to feel when they're with me. And actually, Cardi, did I is that something that we talked about too? I think that that was like a part of the brand profile we've been working on with Getting UnShy. I actually asked y'all that question. And if I haven't asked y'all a question, okay, I did. Yes. So that's a part of even like the work that I do with people when it comes to branding. I ask you, how do you want people to experience you? How do you want them to feel when they're with you? And if those feelings are not the type of feedback that you're getting from people, then there's something that's off. You know, there's something that's wrong. And so I'm really big on not only saying what you're going to do or saying who you're going to be, but really being that person and seeing how it is really being depicted, you know, is really being shown. I made you tell yours. Yeah. Yeah. And that was homework that my mentor gave me a couple years ago, when I was first getting started with just coaching in general. And so she asked me that. She was like, I want you to write down how you want people to feel. How do you want people to experience you? Because that means a lot. That means a lot. And what it really does is it shows the where your heart is. You know, what is really motivating you? Are you motivated by helping and serving people and seeing people grow? Or are you just out here trying to make some money? Because you can make $1 million, but you know, how did you make it? Are people really loyal to you? If you go somewhere else with your business and do something different with your brand, are people going to follow you, or are they going to remember how they felt with you and dip? And I'm not saying that any of y'all are on this track to Shein necessarily, but what I am saying is that your reputation really means a lot. And depending on the type of reputation that you create for yourself, it can be very difficult to shift what that looks like. And so that's something that I always want you to think about when it comes to, you know, building your platforms and working with people. That should always be what one of the highest things for you. That even if your values are not quality, that there's still a level of integrity in what you do, and that when you are creating these businesses, that you are really thinking about the people and how you want them to be better, how you want to help them transform their lives. All right. Well, that's that. But you know, it always start off with the keys. And I found a way to make it serious. But this is just why I feel so strongly about this company, because I feel like as much as people say they love these brands and these companies, that the moment that there's a better option for them, I bet you they dip. I bet money on it that they'll dip, because I don't have to take this. I don't have to take this. Like, if I find something that makes better quality clothes and maybe it's not the same prices, but maybe it's a little bit more affordable. Maybe I don't get as many clothes, but the clothes that I do get, they look good. I feel good in them. They actually fit. People are going to dip. Thanks for stopping in, Oliver. And so that's what I want y'all to consider as you're building your brands, y'all. Thinking about that and being I'm gonna find this. I really want to find this dress and order it and see if it really is just like human hair all around, because that's wild to me. That's wild to me. But anyway, y'all, that's the topic for today. And I want to let y'all know that I'm opening up applications to work with me one-on-one next year. I'm going to be opening up those spots starting in January. And I'm going to also be opening up pre-sales for Getting UnShy, the workbook, which is branding for the introverts, the people that are used to being behind the scenes, the people who didn't want to use their voice, but are realizing that they need to in order to build their platforms and build their businesses in a way that makes sense. And so if you are finding yourself in that position and you really want to know where to start with it, where to go, then Getting UnShy, the workbook, or the one-on-one sessions is going to be perfect for you because we're going to help you brand with that in mind. Okay. So if you want to get any of that information, make sure that y'all get on the wait list. It's going to be in on TikTok. You can go to my profile and get to the wait list. And if you are on YouTube, I am going to put it in the description so that you can get on the wait list and make sure that you are really prepared to build your brand the right way for 2024. All right, y'all. So I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me and rocking with me through all of the technical difficulties. Hopefully, I figure out Streamlabs so that this can be less uncomfortable and I can stop moving back and forth on the screen. But until then, I will talk to y'all soon. Okay. Bye, y'all. Okay.